Welcome back to another Cube Draft. My name is Edward, also known as Strategy, and today I'm on the Lotus Lounge server again. My teammates are LSV, Sam, and Timrod, I think is how that's pronounced. If it's not, I'm sorry, please correct me. Against Cuniac, Killer Popo, Mark, and Sven. Sven usually has my number in these drafts, unfortunately. I don't think I've beaten them yet. So here, I think I'm going to take the Ajani. I haven't had a chance to really play an aggressive deck. I know I've drafted Luris, but those tend to be way more of like a control style shell. And I just really like Ajani. Notably as well, I'm passing two decently powerful blue cards. If LSV wants to be in blue, maybe they can get one of these. Corey Steelcutter is also another thing I really like, but I'm going to take the Ajani. Is it a crime if I take Luris, or am I supposed to take Wooded Foothills? I know in my vintage videos that are coming out before this happens, I've played Luris a lot, and I already have, actually I think it goes up today, my Luris draft with LSV goes up today, so I don't know, that's a lot of Luris. I don't blame anyone for wanting to take Wooded Foothills though. Yeah, I'm gonna take Wooded Foothills. Maybe the Luris Wheels, I don't know, but I'm gonna take the Wooded Foothills here, and maybe go into Boros. I haven't played Boros yet in this draft, so maybe, maybe I'll be able to sneak one. Sam took Cogwork, okay. This is a tough pick for me. If I took Luris, I would just slam Jace here. Thraben Inspector, this is way too early to be taking that. Maybe I'm supposed to take Jace anyways. This pack is not the greatest. I could take Xander's Lounge, but that doesn't even touch Ajani's colors, even though it's fetchable off Wooded Foothills. I want to take the Jace. Oh, there's a Felia. Yeah, and maybe, I doubt it, but maybe this Glimmerlands Wheels. Yeah, I like Felia here. I'll take that. We're not zero to play Jace, but that fourth pick definitely gives me more hope towards drafting a more aggressive deck. Now we just want, so like if Quantum Riddler is like in the next pack, that's a card that would definitely cement us being blue, and I would definitely keep this Jace at that point, because Quantum Riddler and Felia are just best friends. Well, we got two Scrublands in the pack. We also have a Chandra. Does machines. When this class enters, mill 2 cards, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. This would be great in a Luris deck. Too bad I didn't take it. Return up to 2 target artifacts from your graveyard. Okay, sure. We're not going to take this for now. So there's Hero Blade Hold. There's Chandra to go with our Wooded Foothills. Created 2/2 black zombie. I want to take the Chandra. I would like to be able to use this Wooded Foothills if I can. Summon King Mog. That's a good card to go with Felia. What's Agent of Bishop? Or Agent Bishop, not of Bishop. Let's see. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter each up to 2 target creatures. I mean, that seems pretty good in an aggressive deck. I'm going to take King Mog. Oh, now there's a Flage. That's actually really nice. Yep, I will take that Flage. I think we're pretty firmly into Boros at this point. I don't want to play a third color if I don't have to. I would like the Robber of the Rich, but it's just not in the cards, unfortunately, this draft. There's a Suplex, a Selfless Spirit, And a Demi. I like a Demi. There's also Jetmir's Garden. So this is a tapped Boros land that we're not getting back. That is important to note. There's also a Suplex, but I really like a Demi. Also, a Demi is technically something that can go to the yard to fill up the Flage. Descendant or Embereth. I don't like Umezawa's Jit in these decks because one removal spell kind of counters the activation and it's just not great. This is a powered cube, so I'm gonna value the Embereth a little bit higher. Okay, well here's a Peacekeeper. I'm the only thing I'd be willing to hate here is the Vaultborn, and I don't have any information on that, so. Okay, well there's a Talisman, I suppose. We don't have any 1-drops. The Descendant could have been a 1-drop we could have had. I haven't played a whole lot with that card, so it may be correct to have taken it. All right, well, there's a Burst Lightning. I don't hate Dragon Rage Channeler. However, I don't have a whole lot of ways to trigger the Surveil. Yeah, again, I don't want to play a third color if I don't have to, so I'll take the Hero Blade Hold here. I will cut a Deceit. I don't want to play against that. Legend of Roku. Okay, well, we might be in the right seat. Let's open power, please. No power. Okay, so here's a Giver of Runes. Ooh, a Sanguine Evangelist. I actually really like that. Do I like it more than Giver? Probably. If this was Mother of Runes, I probably would take the Mother of Runes. I did just complain about not having a lot of 1-drops. But Sanguine Evangelist is just so strong, and curving out with this into Blade Hold would be insane too. I have to make sure that I stack the triggers correctly on Moto in order to get the full value, of course, but I'm sure that won't be too difficult. Famous last words. Man, are we really pack 2 pick 1-ing a Sanguine Evangelist? That does not feel great. I'd feel a lot better if this was like Cosmo Grand Zenith or something. Well, there's a Lutri. There's also a Flame Slash and a Broadside Bombardiers. Yeah, we're going to slam dunk that. That is incredible. So Flash is going the other direction. That is good to keep in mind. But yeah, we're slamming this Broadside Bombardiers. Not really much to say about that. Oh, now we have a Ragavan. Ragavan is very nice. I really hope this Figure of Destiny wheels. There's also Skull Clamp to go with our Ajani. Wow, just literal Skull Clamp. Skull Clamp also goes with our Sanguine Evangelist, our Embereth. Are we supposed to just take this? We're probably supposed to just take the Skull Clamp, unfortunately. And then maybe this Goblin Rabble Master wheels. That's kind of brutal. I'm going to take the Skull Clamp to go with our Ajani. Skull Clamp is good. I mean, I guess it's not good on turn 1, but Skull Clamp is good in a lot of spots where Ragavan's only really good the first couple of turns, and that's if they don't have their own 1-drop or removal to go with it. So I think that's going to be the tiebreaker for that. Okay, so we have a Mishra's Bauble. I really need to get some Boros lands. Legion Extruder, Sage of the Skies. I don't know how often I'm going to be double spelling with this deck. Like, right now, the best thing I can do is turn 4 and, you know, play a removal spell or a Skull Clamp into this. But we'll take it here for now. Okay, well, here we have an Elspeth. I like Elspeth here. These lands, unfortunately, are basically just basics. I could make the Spar's Headquarters, or the Wooded Foothills get white with Spar's Headquarters, but I'm not quite that desperate yet. If this was pack 3 and this was still my mana base, then I probably would take the Sparrows, but it's not, so I won't. Oh, an Inti. An Inti's nice. Firebolt can be nice as well, but I'm gonna take the Inti here. Cathar Commando, Flametongue Kavu, Lauren, Arena of Glory. Yeah, Arena of Glory is probably the take here. Being able to give Hero Blade Hold haste, one of the Sage tokens haste, Sanguine Evangelist haste. I can also split up the mana and, you know, give two 2/2 haste. So that's good to note as well. Okay. For pick 8, this actually is not bad. We have a few options. We did pass a True Name Nemesis, so Council's Judgment's one of the few ways we can deal with a True Name without just going over the top of them. However, this Sarah's Paragon gets a lot, and I'm gonna go for the Sarah Paragon here. Okay, there's not much in here for us. We are nowhere near a Zerta deck. We would just be playing it as a 3/3. I don't want to pass Abhorrent Oculus to Sven, so I will take the Abhorrent Oculus. Oh, Flame Slash on the wheel is incredible. We'll take that. Figure of Destiny did wheel, so did Rabblemaster. Figure of Destiny increases our chances of Sage of the Skies triggers. It also technically gets Skull Clamped, where like Goblin Rabblemaster, the tokens have to attack, so it's way less likely. Yeah, I'm not scared of Show and Tell. I'll play the Legion Extruder. Okay, we'll take our really bad really bad planes in Spar's headquarters. But I suppose we could play one planes like this, like one tapped cycle planes. This is kind of like a Lush Portico. I think Lush Portico would be better because I don't want to get in a situation where I'm cycling this ever. Not with this style of deck, at least. I'm really glad I didn't take the Luris, though, because this Broadside Bombardiers was a gift. I know it was pick 2, but Quiniac probably opened power for it, or just another very strong red card. I'm sorry, not red card. Very strong card, and they might not be in red. Sure, I'll take the... Oh. Sure. Okay. Welp. Our opening packs have not been the greatest. Like, a Johnny was the best one by far. Am I supposed to just hate Demonic Consultation? That seems abysmal. I guess there's Probe. Okay, hear me out. Also, I do know that the 2 baubles can go with the Sage of the Skies as well, if I would have taken them. But hear me out. For the same logic, I'm going to take the Probe. There's nothing in here for me, and I don't necessarily want to hate anything outside of this Demonic Consultation, and if our teammate has the Thassa that we took, then that's going to be really awkward. So I'm just going to take the Probe here. Oh, Sacred Foundry, yes. Notably, there's also a Minskimbu, which I don't hate, but I'm going to take the Sacred Foundry. I would take Minskimbu here. Like, if this card was deleted and replaced with anything other than Plateau, I'm probably taking the Minskimbu here. But yeah, we're gonna slam dunk the Sacred Foundry. It's an Avura, a Torser, a Tursa, a Gut. Gut has to be the pick here, right? Hopefully Vidalran Epicure wheels, as this gives 2 things for Gut to throw. Kind of like the 1-drop clue generator. So yeah, we're gonna slam dunk Gut. There's lots of red cards here I would love to wheel, though. Hopefully we get one of them. And we're back to mediocrity. Well, I guess we're taking Guide of Souls. I know some people love this card. I'm kind of meh about it, but you know what? It's a 1-drop, and maybe we could put a Skull Clamp on it and block or attack with it. Maybe it'll prove to be insane, and we can give things flying and lifelink and just run people over. Abandoned Air Temple's nice. We're already going to have to make cuts. I could hate the balance, but that doesn't seem great. I could take the Cogwork Librarian. Wish I had the Cogwork Librarian for a couple picks ago with the gut pick, but I'm going to take Abandoned Air Temple. I think Abandoned Air Temple in this, although it does, you know, make the Skull Clamp a little bit worse. I just think we're going to have enough creatures and token generation and stuff to make the Abandoned Air Temple good. Well, if we were in black, this Raucous Theater is nice with the Wooded Foothills. I guess we just want to take a Fatal Push. We're passing towards LSV, so like they're higher chance to be on an Academy style deck than the average person. So I don't want to hate these type of cards. It's great for Quiniac if they want to be artifacts, but I'm just gonna hate the Fatal Push. Okay, Mana Confluence. This deck is. There's also a Savai Triome. This is another Boros land that Wooded Foothills can get, but I already have a Boros land that Wooded Foothills can get. So because this is tapped, I'm going to value the Mana Confluence over it. Oliphant, that's great. Oh, Name Sticker Goblin? Well, so I could have traded Abandoned Air Temple for Name Sticker Goblin and Oliphant here, and I would 100%. So I do regret not taking the Cogwork, because this is basically a land, and this is obviously mana generation. I'm going to take the Name Sticker Goblin over the Oliphant, but that feels so bad. Luckily, we're 2 colors, though. We stayed to that pretty well, I think. So our, you know, hopefully we just don't lose the quote-unquote die roll on, you know, how many planes versus mountains we draw. In my Arena Vintage Cube, or Powered Cube, I drafted, you know, 2 color decks a few times, and it's just really awkward when it's like, I know one video I had literally 3 mountains in the deck, and that was it. And my opening hand was 3 mountains and no red cards, and it's just like, this is why you have to draft good mana bases, people. Of course, both Gruul lands wheel. I don't know what this does. I think I'm just going to hate the Uro. Uro seems very good against me. I need to figure out how to disable that. Someone in the comments tell me how to disable that. Okay, Touch the Spirit Realm. There's also a Lush Portico. But again, we already have a Lush Portico. I did say I think Lush Portico is better than the Sparas. Yeah, I'll take the touch. Okay, Voldaren Epicure did come back. That's actually really nice. I'm going to take the Badger. Oh. We got like 5-ish cuts to make. Lingering Souls. Technically, we can get it off Mana Confluence. Kind of wish I had the Shadowy Backstreet now, or the Raucous Theater. Cogwork Librarian. I'm gonna obviously last pick the Manifold Key there. All right. I'll see you in the deck tech. Are you also a fan of Legacy? Well, I have a treat for you. Located in St. Louis, Missouri, the Wizard's Wagon is hosting a Legacy Win-A-Duel March 28th. First place wins an LP Revised Scrubland. Second place wins a Force of Will. Additional prizes based on attendance, which are capped at 24 players, so check the link in the description to reserve your seat now. Proxies are welcome. Everyone, please give a special thank you to Connor for helping keep our Eternal formats alive. Once you're done signing up, let's get back to the action. This is what I settled on. This is what I submitted. So far, none of my teammates have asked me to change anything up. I don't think I want to run the Lingering Souls. The Touch of the Spirit Realm and the Embreath and whatnot, those are great for sideboard. I ended up not playing the Probe. I had to make one more cut to get to 16 mana sources. So this is what I'm going to do to get to that. I don't think it's worth just for the Sage of the Skies. If anyone wants to pipe in and say what I should have cut for it, if they think I should play the Probe, mostly for the Sage of the Skies, then feel free to let me know. So I'll see you in the first round. The NYSE is returning for its 10th installment this summer. Have you ever won a piece of power during a Magic the Gathering tournament? Well, now's your chance. All 5 Moxen, a Time Walk, an Ancestral Recall, and even a Black Lotus will be up for grabs at this tournament. This event will be taking place on June 6th in Patchogue, New York. Worried about playing an underpowered deck? Don't worry. You're allowed to play with up to 15 proxies. Use the link in the description for more information regarding this historic event. I can't wait to see you there. Now let's get back to the action. Welcome to round 1. Yes, I would like to be on the play. This hand's not great, I'm not gonna lie. We do have a Flame Slash, and we have a few draws. We have both of our colors. I'll try it. We don't have any power or like Lotus Petal or anything. Our teammates seem to have all the power. Exit out of this. But yeah, we'll lead with Mountain, say go. Excuse me. They lead with Island, say go. Okay. Sage of the Skies. Does machines. It does. Okay, here I'm just gonna play the Bombardiers and hope that our opponent... Oh, they milled an Ugin. Interesting. And hope that our opponent doesn't have a Daze. Might as well ask my teammates to see if they know. King Mog. Okay. Yeah, let's just play the Bombardiers. If they play a creature next turn, then we can Flame Slash into Sage and then start flipping the token for 5, because I believe the token has... the same CMC. Urza. Okay, that's something that we can Flame Slash. That's actually perfect. Then I can Chandra next turn, potentially. Unfortunately, this Aether Spellbomb could bounce our Bombardiers. Are they drawing a card, or are they bouncing Bombardiers? I don't think they'd want to bounce Bombardiers just yet. Okay, they return... Oh, they're returning it to their owner's hand. Okay, that's fine. That is something I didn't mention, but we have a Chandra for next turn. And then we also have a summon Good King Moog if we want as well. I'm not willing to throw this yet. So this creates 2 1/2s that I can throw for 2 if I want. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell this turn, create a token, which I can create a Sage token, which is kind of cool. I assume this is... Wow, this is insane. Hull Breacher? Okay. If this is just a draw 7, we're kind of dead. Yeah, that's brutal. No response. Yep, declare attackers, make a 10/10, seems fantastic. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Into Ugin. Okay. Concede. Well, when they have both Mana Crypt and Soul Ring, we're going to have a bad time. Let's bring in Embereth. I don't know if we want to touch the Spirit Realms. Obviously, we can, blink constructs with this. We could also, use this to remove Urza. But I think we just need to be a little bit faster. Maybe we take out the Ademi. We didn't see too much. So yeah, let's try this. Yes, I'd like to be on the play. I'd like to keep a faster hand. Name Sticker Goblin doesn't do much here. So we're going to mulligan. I was hoping this was a Johnny. Okay, we'll keep this. And I'm just going to bottom, I think, the Elspeth. Just because it's the card that we're furthest from. Alright, sorry about that. I had a very important phone call I had to take. So we are going to keep this. We are going to put back the Elspeth. I think I already said it, but in case I didn't, it's just we're the furthest from it. So I'd have to draw 2 planes before I draw my first mountain for it to be relevant. So done. We will lead with a Skull Clamp. And we will see if Quinniac is ready. Okay, Quinniac is ready. Okay, that worked. Does machines. It does, in fact, machines. It's actually a really cool card. I can't wait to try this one out. Sorry for not being lively. The phone call really threw me off. So, oh, wow. And they have a Mox. Wow. Crazy deck, Q. Yeah. Play that. Let's say go. I should have blanked the figure and equipped the Skull Clamp to Felia. That was a mistake. I will lock in, as the kids say these days, moving forward. Yeah, because now the Skull Clamp's not going to be on anything next turn, potentially. Like, I don't have any fast mana. I'd have to draw exactly Name Sticker Goblin, and then Quinniac not bounce it in response, because it has to be in play in order for its ability to resolve. Thundertrap Trainer, okay. I'm very jealous of Quinniac's deck. That is for sure. Using it to draw a card. Well, here I'm just going to attack with both and blink. This is still level 1, right? And blink the Skull Clamp again and play yeah, and play Legend. I guess I'm supposed to. Yeah, that might have been a mistake too, because I would exile 6 cards. Let's hit the Skull Clamp again. I am just playing very sloppy. I think I am supposed to just exile 6 cards with this thing. Okay, well, luckily, I don't think we're going to get too punished for it because those are some good Magic the Gathering cards. We have the Ajani. We have the Skull Clamp for the Ajani. We have the Epicure. We have the Gut. Does Machines level 2. Okay, no response. Yep. Okay, so we get to make probably red mana here. So let's a Johnny. And then Gut probably. I'm going to shock out the Sacred Foundry. I don't know if Daze is in the draft, but I don't think there's a huge... Okay. That's fine. Let's play Gut. Let's play the Epicure. Let's go to combat. Let's attack with these. Let's put this on the stack first. We will target the Epicure with the Felia. Gut resolves. We will target the Blood Token. Yep. Okay. They do have Mana Drain. This next turn is going to be very scary if they can deal with my board. Ugin is not going to be enough, I don't think. They have to Ugin and cast a colorless spell in order to deal with Gut and the Skeleton. And even then, that's still technically lethal. So yeah, Ugin's not going to be enough by itself. They need a chain of spells that probably involve Ugin, or just outright defeating me. Yeah, that Legend of Karuk hit very, very well. I don't know. These reveal, don't they? Or no? I think this reveals. Yeah, I think... It doesn't say face down. Yeah. I think they know that all three of my cards, and they chose to hit the Ajani with the Mana Drain, so... Which makes sense because I can flip the Ajani immediately. I'm not saying they shouldn't have done the Ajani. I'm happy either way. Both of them are very nice. And giving them Ajani to Mana Drain instead of Gut is one less mana for them. This looks like Ugin mana. It's 7. Yep. Okay. Okay, looks like something else is about to go. Balance. Absolutely brutal. Yep. I'll pitch a mountain. I go. Oh, choose 4 lands to keep. Okay, yeah. So this is all kind of the same. Done. Well, balance did it. Arena of Glory. Okay. Should not have played the Arena of Glory, I don't think, but... Let's hit the blood. Equip here. F6. Okay, waterlogged. That was a really good draw. I assume they're going to bounce Bomba. Yep. Attack Q. Okay. That's annoying. But luckily I can Legion Extruder my own token and draw some more cards. Sorry, I'm communicating with my teammates, trying to hopefully get the dub out of this. We have Sarah, a Johnny. Okay, yep, there goes. No more Legion. Yep. Luckily, that's not going to hit anything currently. Upheaval. Gross. Okay. I'm not winning that. I'll see you guys next round. I am proud to announce the 2026 Oklahoma Land Run Weekend, July 10th through the 12th. This event will be held at the Reed Convention Center in Midwest City, Oklahoma. Join me and my vintage family for a weekend of Magic the Gathering events featuring huge prizes and competitive play across multiple formats. Main events include a Vintage, a Legacy, and a Team Trios event, including Vintage, Legacy, and Modern. Don't have power? No worries. You can proxy any card currently on the reserve list. This year's artist is none other than the literal legend Nicola Beeson. Beeson will be on site all weekend long and is the designer of this year's playmat. Our game would not have stood the test of time without artists like Nicola Beeson. Please show her some support during the event. In addition to other prizes, the Vintage Champion will receive the original painting of the playmat art, while the Legacy Champion will receive the original sketch of the painting. Side events so far include a High Roller Vintage Cube for Power Thursday evening, at least one old school charity event, a pre-modern challenge also Thursday evening hosted by Game HQ, Duel Commander, and even more to follow. For more information, please use the links in the description to join the Oklahoma Land Run Discord. I'll see you there. Now let's get back to the video. Welcome to round 2, playing against Killer Popo. I mean, yeah, this curves out. Let's keep. Lutri Spellcaster. Awesome. Got a Lutri deck in the house. Popo does mulligan to 6, puts a card on bottom, and we are ready to start. Hopefully we draw a third land for this Anointed Peacekeeper. We did draw a third land for the Anointed Peacekeeper. That's nice. I assume this is a fetch for a tap land, probably. Don't really need this. Okay, there we go. What is this? White, blue. Never mind. Okay, well, they're going to get to counter our Felia, but that's fine. Then we'll get to play Anointed Peacekeeper. Oh, maybe not. Do they have removal? Yeah, I really want to play Anointed Peacekeeper, so let's go to combat first, see what they want to do about it. If they have a Snapcaster Mage, of course, you know, this might be annoying. Unfortunately, this isn't Elite Spellbinder. If this was Elite Spellbinder, then I would want to play it pre-combat. Pyrokinesis, okay. Yep. Yes. Let's play the Anointed Peacekeeper. And I guess we'll name Malcolm. I guess I'm going to have to Google this to make sure I get the right one. Should have paid attention more in the name. Alluring Scoundrel, okay. Hey, Tyler, did you know that Malcolm has Flash? There's the Verge. Okay, go to our turn. Land. Okay, we take lands. Now, as long as it's not a tap land, lands and spells are nice. Tashana's. Okay, that'll trade, unfortunately. Wish I had a Burst Lightning to punish, but we don't. Now they can go Malcolm and Voice of Victory. And then they'll have one unknown card in hand. Oh, what do they have here? Minkskin Boo. Okay. Let's just do that. And move on. Luckily, we'll be able to Flame Slash and then make this a 4/4 and beat their Minsk. Which would be nice. Especially if they don't attack. Yep. Okay, we answered that Minkskin Boo pretty cleanly. And next turn, if we draw a land, we have Elspeth. Untapped land, we have Elspeth. If not, we have Sanguine Evangelist. Yep, there's the Voice of Victory. Leaving up Malcolm. Gut. Okay, I'm not willing to play Gut on this board. Maybe I am. Yeah, this blocks one of the 1/1s. I think I will just play the Gut here. Also, by playing the gut, I can play Elspeth next turn if I draw an untapped land to save my life. And then I can make 2 tapped and attacking 4/1s. So that, yeah, I think playing the gut, realizing that's a line, I'm supposed to play the gut here. Also, it did prevent the. Actually, I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't attack with Voice of Victory. Oh, never mind. They want to block, of course. Because if I eat a token, like, it's no big deal. But they want to leave this back to block, I assume. Let's see if they have a follow-up. Okay, let's hit. Oh, wait, no, that gives us a land, doesn't it? Oh, that's going to be huge. If they have a counter spell here, it's going to be very infuriating. But, oh, we have a Flage. Let's just go for Gusto. No, they have a counter spell. Let it resolve. Oh, they don't. They have removal for the gut? Because if not, they're getting 2 4/1s down their throat. And Killer Popo can't have the balance. Yep. Sure. Well, we get to gut next turn potentially now. Ancestral Recall, okay. I would like to have some power. Can I have some power, please? No, that happens. It's just unfortunate. It seems like our opponents just have the upper echelon of the cube, and we do not. I don't know if I'd like not attacking with Voice of Victory. Yeah, this makes a lot more sense. You're not blocking, right? Yep, there we go. All right, let's hope that they don't have a counterspell. Also, I'm not blocking anything because I don't want 1 removal spell to turn off my gut this turn. I would still like to draw a land. Drawing a land to be able to hit this Malcolm would be really nice. Bobble, okay. Well, that still gives them a draw towards a counterspell. But at this point, I'm not playing around counterspells here. What card did they see? They saw my Sanguine, okay. A Demi. Probably should have activated Elspeth already. Yeah. Let's attack. Oh, come on. Oh, we get to attack. There's 2 4/1 tapped and attacking skeletons now. This is a great combination. And we still have Flash of Demi to block a voice if we... Oh, no. Set this fast. No, I did it like a half a second too slow. Oh, sweet. Thank you, Killer. I really appreciate that. All right. Saved by the fetch. Oh, man. I don't want to set like my own end step permanently because I feel like I would get it mixed up. I know the field highlights a little bit depending on whose turn it is, but I don't know. Some people like they have stops everywhere and they just click through everything, and I'm not about that life yet, so we'll see. Okay. Let's see what they have. If they don't have a counter for Flays, Flays kills them. And they have to answer the board. Death Greeter's Champion. Okay. Is that going to go on the Malcolm? Yep, that makes sense. So they get 2 triggers off this, I believe is how that works. They don't have good attacks. Yep. With the Voice of Victory, I should specify. These have flying, so they can attack here. Yep. So that's going to be 9. I go to 6. I like our chances, but I also liked our chances against Quiniac, so. Remember, I can still jump. Okay, yeah, there we go. Begin sideboarding. I don't think... So, what artifacts did we see from them? Not too much. I think we want to just... what do you mean my match has started? What? Yeah, I'm just going to ignore that. That was something else, I guess. Sorry about that. Still getting used to the nuances here. I don't hate Touch the Spirit Realm, but I don't know what I would want to bring in or take out for it, so I'm just going to resubmit. All right. Lutri is re-revealed. This isn't the worst hand I've ever seen. We'll keep. Okay, we will play our Wooded Foothills. This can get our Sacred Foundry, keep in mind. It can also get... Oh my gosh, and they have a Pearl. Okay. Sure, you have a Tursa. Discarding 2 lands, okay. Anyways, this can also get our Aspara's headquarters. I'm just going to get the Sacred Foundry. No. If we draw the Aspara's quarters, I'll likely just want to cycle it. Okay, well, the Ajani was a good draw. Hopefully they don't have removal for it. And I have Gut to flip it next turn and potentially shoot down the Tursa. Imagine if this was a cat and I could just play it and sack it to flip the Ajani. Is this... Nope, it's not Minx Gimbu because the... Oh, Seasoned Dungeoneer. Okay. Sure. Is this a type wizard? Is wizard a thing? I'm just gonna F6 so I can read this. Yeah, or wizard. Yeah, so this counts, unfortunately. I won't be able to shoot these down because they're 4/4s now, or X4s now. That's kind of depressing. And attacking with gut doesn't make a lot of sense, so I don't want to Arena of Glory, but I can set up an Arena of Glory on Hero Blade Hold next turn. Let's play a gut. Let's go to combat. Let's attack here. Let's sack here. Let's say yes. Yep. We will get a mountain. It's too bad that this hit something to grow, but let's hit them for 3. No response. And we will say go. Next turn we have Hero Blade Hold. Make a bunch of dudes, hopefully dome them. So if they don't have interaction, I think we win. They'll forge after combat, which is the best time for us, because we don't get that extra. They don't get that extra 2 damage. And depending on how they attack here, I could just Johnny down their blocker. And not attacking is just the absolute worst. Is this Minxkin Minxkin can kill the Ajani. Oh, Mystic Confluence. So gross. Sure. Yeah, that's gonna hit for 7. No, okay, so they're splitting it up. But next turn's trap. I can give something haste. I can give something haste, but this is just lethal on board. Yeah, let's go to the next game. All right, begin sideboarding. I think I still am just fine with how we're set up. So luckily we're on the play this time, which I think that was the difference there. They may not have played the Seasoned Dungeoneer though, so who knows? Who's to say? I'm not in love with this hand. It doesn't do much. So... Let's mulligan. I think I can do better. Okay. We'll keep this. We'll put back the Elspeth, and not a fan, but here we go. Okay, they get rid of the Malcolm. That means they might need lands. Okay, Gut was a good one. I would like to draw a 4th land to get the Chandra on the board eventually. Let's see what they're playing here. If they did bottom the Malcolm to try to draw a land and they're fetching, that means they less likely have a land moving forward. Corey Steelcutter. Okay, that could be a problem. Especially if they, hit it immediately. I'm only doing this to curve out effectively. I should have waited till they cracked the bauble though, but they may not crack the bauble till after attacks anyways. But now we'll never know, but I definitely should have waited. Anointed Peacekeeper. Cool, that's the card I wanted to show you. I don't need a land now, but a land next turn would be nice. Okay. Anointed Peacekeeper. Oh, wow. Well, I guess I just kind of force them to use one of their removal spells. They'll probably use the... Oh, I need to name Suplex so that they're tempted to Council's Judgment, so they can't Council's Judgment my Chandra. Yeah, I want to name Suplex here. Okay, it's working out. Yep. And now we get to Chandra. Still gonna Chandra here. Sacred Foundry, yes. Do I actually? I'll Legend, because I don't want them to dash and kill the Chandra. That is a thing. I think Chandra would go to 1 in that case, but I'm just gonna Legend. Maybe they sorcery speed out the other thing. Oh, Broadside? Nice. And we'll have 6 mana to be able to play everything here. Sorry, trying to, stay in contact with my teammates so I get distracted both. I need to just invest in a 3rd monitor and have my Discord up on one of them just for that, so I don't have to keep switching back and forth. Okay, they buy Lutri. That's good news for us. Sure, red. Let's play the land. So, am I willing to give up on Felia? I could Chandra, uptick, and give up on Felia. I actually don't know how I'm supposed to proceed here. I could Sanguine and Broadside. This is really tough. I feel like no matter what I do, it may be wrong. But let's Chandra, let's uptick. Red, red. Play the Bomba. Let the Felia go. Combat. Next turn we have Sanguine and Gut. Either way, I'm really glad. The thing I am glad with is that we made them use their council's judgment. They can suplex our Bombardiers, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to just play Felia Bombardiers. I'd rather get the Chandra going. So they still have a Jit. Council Judgment's gone. This is 4 to dash, so they can't dash and suplex, which is nice. And they may not even have another land. And we do know that they have Lutri in hand. So they have these 4 plus unknowns. If they do suplex the Bombardiers, it's not even the end of the world for us either. I'm willing to hear what, how others might have sequenced this turn that would be better. I would love to hear it. But I don't hate how I sequenced it. Yep. So here they may just suplex the Bombardiers, play the Death Greeters. That'll trigger Corey, and then they'll put the counter on the Corey, and then attack for 6 because of the haste. Because the way these triggers stack, which is kind of brutal, actually. Yep. Yep. Chandra down. Corey Steelcutter is just an absolute house. Okay. Sanguine and Gut. That's what I got. So here comes a Jit that is just going to be absolutely brutal to deal with. Luckily, this doesn't have double strike anymore. Jit will take up most of their turn. But I need to heavily block down whatever they put on the Jit. Which I assume is going to be the Death Greeters. Man, that Mystic Confluence is really backbreaking because I think Killer Popo might get this. Oh, not gonna play a Jit. Okay. Oh, is this Mink Skimbu? I assume this is Mink Skimbu. Oh, it's Seasoned Dungeoneer. Interesting. Brazen Borrower bounce. So brutal. Avatar Roku just curves out so nice, like as far as building up more, but this might be enough. Yeah, and of course this is a warrior, so how much is this? 3, 5, 6. So if I take, I can attack back. This doesn't have flying. I could attack, triggers, sack this. So 2 plus 5 is 7. This gets blocked. I have a 1/1 still. Doesn't seem great. Oh, protection from creatures. I can't even block there. This is absolutely brutal. Okay, let's block here. At least remove some things from the board as I can. Nope, that's not going to do it. Let's play the Roku. Oh, okay. I mean, that helps. It's not the greatest thing ever, but it definitely helps. I guess let's play Mountain since we have planes in our hand. Combat. Just one thing, I guess. Well, we don't have very many lands left in our deck, that's for sure. Alright, now Jit's just going to clean this board up very nice for them, unfortunately. Yep. They didn't get rid of the Jit, right? They're just choosing to not play it. This getting trampled is kind of brutal. Oh yeah, protection. Yep, that's game. Good game. Absolutely brutal. I will see you next round. Welcome to round 3. Here we have a nice little curve out, so we're going to keep. I believe we're on the draw. Yes, we are. But figure into NT into name sticker goblin is nice. I need to stop getting in the habit of doing that. It's so hard to break. Commercial district. What are they surveilling potentially? Nothing. They want the card. Next turn we have NT. We're probably discarding Moog unless we... or Mog. Okay. Name sticker goblin will need to hit 4 then in order for us to play the Chandra. Unless you control a basic land. Well, good thing I have a mountain. Well, I'm still gonna play this, but the Thalia is just... or, sorry, I have Thalia. The Thalia is just gonna absolutely brick me, so here we are. Next turn, I'm gonna name sticker. If we hit 5 or more, I get to Chandra. If we hit 6, I get to Chandra and Bombardiers. Depending on what they do here, I could also just Chandra minus. What is this? One or more +1/+1 counters will be put on a creature you control. That many +1/+1 counters are put on it instead. Okay, can't do anything about that. And put that on the Chandra. Yeah, I bet you are. All right. Well, we really need Chandra. We really need Chandra or Name Sticker Goblin to hit 5. If it hits 4, we can still Bombardiers. Okay, it did hit 5. Let's just hit that. This is a 1/1. I don't want to discard anything. I guess if anything, I'd discard Sage, but I think Sage is better than just giving a +1/+1 counter. I really need to win this one so our team can win the draft. Okay, they are trading it off. That's fine. Next turn I have Summon Good King Mog. Or Bombardiers if I want to throw. What is this? Not Seasoned Dungeoneer, not Minskimbu. Flame Tongue. Okay, Flame Tongue's not the end of the world. I assume that's going to hit NT. Yep. I think here I just want to play the Mog. This thing has flying as well. I missed that part. Let's just attack. Like, we've already had to fight against Pyrokinesis. We don't know where Fury is. Or I don't know where Fury is. And at this point, we're not playing around Fury anyways. If they have it, they have it. This could have been 5 damage to something, but I think just either dealing some chip damage or dealing with the Flame Tongue Kavu was fine. This means they could have, like, maybe they have a Sunfall. Either way, Name Sticker Goblin was very good this game. I don't have any non-creatures. I can... Sure. Something I do have an option to do as well is uptick and then just put counters on my creatures. Never mind, I don't want to do that anymore. I liked it before. I don't necessarily like it now. Sparrow's headquarters, eh? Let's play our land. That was a mistake. I should have mapped first because I still have 4 mana if I want to play the hero. So I should have upticked Chandra and then done all that. So, but this is the world that we live in. Do we want to just... I don't like the idea of upticking and putting counters on these just yet. I think what I'm going to do here is just play Broadside and then use their map tokens to hit... their Generous Plunderer. Legend of Roku? No. So now let's go to combat. Okay. And then we have a stop in combat. So let's hit this, pitching this. There we go. Okay. Chandra can technically deal 4 damage to something again if we need it to. Alright, Chandra down. Yep. I could just take 4 and play out the hero. This is actually 1 away from lethal. I'm not going to do it, though. Okay. We got there. All right. So here, I think we're just going to fall in the same boat. I like our deck, how it sits. Touch the Spirit Realm. Like we're tapping out every turn, so like protecting our own things with it doesn't do a whole lot. So let's... I like this hand. This isn't red for the Arena of Glory, but this hand does stuff. Figure, okay. I would like to draw another red source very soon. Okay, Gut is a nice one. I have to make a choice next turn if I don't draw a mountain to play tapped Arena of Glory or Plains. Wasteland? Okay, I'd rather than Wasteland my Plains, I guess, because that's all this card does. Of course, they don't know that. This is just fetchable Plains off of my Wooded Foothills. So now we're definitely just going to play Arena of Glory now. Okay, Thornspire Verge. Mox, okay. I think we know that their team got all the power and we didn't. Yeah, that's going to be brutal. This might be a quick match. I could have had this card in my deck, that's for sure. Here we're just going to Felia and try to shrink some of these things. Ivara. Okay. Yep. This is absolutely brutal. All right, let's play our Felia. Hopefully we can get like a Skull Clamp a Johnny game going for game 3. So again, I don't see much. Let's just move on. So Bo, right now we're tied up. If I win this game 3, at worst we'd tie. So all right. So our other teammate unfortunately picked up another loss. So I need to 1-2 this draft for us to tie, unfortunately. Yes, I would like to play first. Okay, we can curve out with this. We don't have a broken deck, so we kind of have to keep hands like this. Opponent thinking if they need to mulligan or not, it looks like, or they're talking with their teammates. Our other teammate did just lose, so maybe they're communicating that this is for the win. All right, so let's lead off. Go here. They did mulligan. Sure. Let's see what they do. They have a Mox. That's unfortunate. Into Uvenwald Oddity, maybe? They should not attack here. I was going to say they know I have Felia. They don't know I have it in my hand, per se, but they know I can have a Felia, so... I definitely want to play the gut. I don't know if I'm supposed to haste it. I'm just going to play it normal, because I want to blink the gut with the Felia. So I can sack the souls, probably. I guess something I could do is... I can stack these triggers and sack the Felia. And then give the... tapped and attacking thing and jump it. So I want to put this on the stack so first, so it happens last. And then I will say yes to this. Let's go here. I think I like the way I played that. Hopefully we can just like rip a hero blade hold. That would be nice. What is this? Parallax wave? Brutal. Absolutely brutal. I want to Flage now to get the gain of life trigger. Let's just hit this. I assume Parallax Wave is coming down. Not going to sack anything. No. Yep. They take 3 here, I'm happy. Interesting. Parallax Wave goes to 3. I'm going to Arena the Summon Good King Mog. So we can just bash in with the 4/4 potentially. I mean, it's gonna they're gonna exile it, but I have to. I'm gonna make them do it. Is this a swords or something? Oh, okay, no, it's Simic mana so far. Besage you on the summon. Okay. Yield. Brutal. Yes. We'll get the Sacred Foundry. No. Yep. I assume Gut's coming too. Because sacking the token is free. It's funny because that Besage does almost nothing for, like, against me, I should say. Yep. Okay, now I don't lose my token, so I'm happy with that. Yep. Okay, no more fading. And I get my stuff back. White Plume, okay. Drawing a Flame Slash here would be incredible. So if I draw Wooded Foothills, no, that's 2. I'm still 1 shy, 1 permanent shy. Flame Slash? That's in a Johnny. Cycle. Peacekeeper. Not much better. These are Mogs, or Moogles, not cats. They kind of look like cats, though. Yeah, let's take the initiative. They block 1. Yep. They go to 7. No, they have removal. Okay, Unholy Heat. That's fine. We still have a Johnny. They get to keep the initiative, unfortunately, but... Okay. They get to make... Oh, they're going to the Lost Well. Fable, okay. Go to our turn. Sure, you untap some stuff. That's fine. Legend of Roku. I think... Another Haste Up and Anointed Peacekeeper. Yep. All right, there we go. We got the tie. glad I didn't 0-3 and let my team down. That's good. All right. Well, we squeezed out a win there at the last. I felt like we could have won maybe 1 or 2 more games. Those were very close. Presenting effectively lethal, or from our point of view, lethal. Like with the Hero Blade hold turn, had they not had the not miscalculation, the 5 mana bounce 3 thing spell. Mystic Confluence, there we go. Had they not had the Mystic Confluence, we probably get the win there with the Hero Blade hold. But you know what? At least we didn't 0-3 and let the team down, so we ended up being a draw. I'm not going to complain, and I look forward to the next one. I do think that if we would have obviously been able to have a piece of power or some type of fast mana, that kind of puts this deck from medium to pretty good. Like being able to mulligan a mediocre hand to try to find a Mox is just incredibly powerful to do. And that reminds me that all of our opponents just absolutely got to do all the power against us. So the fact that we 1-2'd and it was really close to a 2-1, and maybe even depending on how a couple draw steps went, we weren't that far from a 3-0. Like without that balance turn, Ugin into balance, the Mystic Confluence I already mentioned. So I'm not disappointed in the slightest. I just do wish I was able to do slightly better for my teammates. But again, I will see you guys next time, and thank you so much for watching. Welcome back to another episode of What's on Edward's Wall. today I have this Necropotence, or Necropotence, however you want to say it. This is signed by one of my fellow TVL players, Dirk. It's also signed by Mark Teeden, which is pretty cool. Obviously, that was before they decided to gift me this for my wall. Dirk is one of, I would say, more recent vintage acquisitions. When they first got into vintage, they were super into, if you can't guess by this card, Doomsday. And I remember they went to a trial in Dallas one time. It might have been a regular vintage event, but it was either a trial for EW or something to do with Madness doing vintage events, but I think it was a trial. Regardless, they showed up at Doomsday, and I was playing the Ethereal Forager, like the Murktide before Murktide that got your instants and sorceries back from what you delved with it. And I think I ran 2, maybe 3 copies of Flusterstorm at most in that particular deck list. And I remember casting Flusterstorm, 5-6 times plus in one game, just because I kept getting them back with Ethereal Foragers, because I was playing 3 of them. And it really speaks volumes for Doomsday, and also just Dirk's mental fortitude, because Dirk kept presenting Doomsday and or lethal piles, etc., and I just kept Flusterstorming, and that was pretty crazy. That's one of my more favorite memories with Dirk. And one of my other ones was at the land run, and I think it was this Necropotence that they played. It could have, I don't remember if I got this right before or right after that tournament, because this card's not dated like a lot of my other ones, but we played each other, I think, in round 2, and they seemed really nervous. And when they started, they resolved a Necropotence, and when they started to exile to do the thing, they started flipping them face up, and I was like, Dirk, what are you doing, buddy? Those are face down, man. And he was like, oh yeah, shoot, not a huge deal in my opinion, but he was just telling me that he was just super nervous. I think that was their first land run, first major tournament. He just came off of a win in round 1, super excited, and just let the emotions ride high just a little bit in excitement. So that was really cool. Unfortunately for Dirk, I did get there in the end, but yeah, turn one Necropotences are very, very difficult to beat. So yeah, anyways, Dirk, I really appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you getting this card for me and signing it for me and to put on my wall. And I'll see you in a couple weeks at the TVL, buddy. Bring your old school deck. I'm looking forward to it.